Hello and good morning, or good afternoon in this case. This is Andy McCann. I am your host. I am helping you to lay down a firm foundation in fitness, food, and finances. And today we're on financing, as I promised you I'd do it. And we're going AI. I had a couple of you guys ask, hey, how do I add AI into my business? And here's just a simple, easy way. It literally, all you have to do is send me your business URL, and I can take it from there. So one thing that I want to do is help you guys get healthy and fit. I want you to live a long time, but I also want to help you in your businesses. So if you are a member at our gym, CrossFit Garage, or if you're partaking of garagefitness.online, let me know. Send me an email. Say, this is my business. I may have a few questions for you, but I will create at least this at a minimum, and then we can go from there once you see what the possibilities are. But let me say, it's not always exactly what you want, but it's pretty damn close, and you didn't have to do anything. Okay, so my free offer to you is if you have a business or something you sell or market, I can help you. And the first easy way to help you is to use this Notebook.LM, and I'm going to run through, it's Notebook.LM.google.com. I'm going to run through what it is and how it works. So here's what I did. I put out an ask, and I had a couple people say, yeah, let's give it a shot. So Dan, who usually goes to the 6 a.m. class, he owns and runs Palmset Pools, all right? So he's got a really cool website. He does a thing building pools for people that are awesome, and other portions that go along with it, like places to grill and so forth. And he's one of us. So if we're going to buy a pool, why not buy from him? He does a great job. And what can we do to help him market it? So this is where I'm taking my knowledge of all these years of business and playing around with AI. I took his website, some other things that I wrote up. It takes a little bit of time, but I'll do it all. And then I literally dropped it into this Notebook.LM, which is an AI podcast creator. So actually, let me see if I can pull it up and have you listen to some. I don't know if it'll let me do this. I'm going to try to have you guys listen to it. Let's see if it works. I'll probably have to put headphones on it to actually make it so I can hear it. So here's part of the podcast.
Let's dive into the world of swimming pools. We're going deep today with some info about Palmset Pools. They're based out of Woodstock, Georgia. You know, when you sent this over, I had to admit something. I always figured building a pool was, this huge project.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that. They think months and months of construction.
Okay, so it's the same two voices. If you ever hear those voices, it's Notebook.LM generating the podcast. These guys did it. Now, I can do that using 11 Labs because I trained it on my voice, but I don't have your voice trained. So this works out fine. What I'm going to do is host this episode in my podcast, so then they can refer it back to whoever they want and say, hey, listen to this episode. And it'll outline his business. Weirdly, I was just looking for like short little episodes. This guy came up with an 18-minute episode. There was that much awesome content that they could pull out of building a pool. And Dan, when you listen to this, you are gonna it's gonna blow your mind. Oh, another one I did was for this one right here. So this is Joanna's business. So she has. Let me pull it up right here. So this is so interestingly, it would not let me call her Joanna. It kept wanting to go because I guess it read that she moved up here from South America, and it was like, it's Johanna, it's not Johanna, and it wouldn't let me change it. So sometimes the AI is super stubborn. But it got some stuff and it was really good. And I got another funny one I'll tell you when I did one for Verity. But okay, so this is her website, and what she does is it's Burns Language Services, interpretation and translation. So she, with her legal experience and her extra knowledge of languages, created a company and then built it up with other interpreters so that she can deliver interpreters to court to help out. So it's not just Google translating it. It's a human that understands what's going on and can get the nuance of what's trying to be communicated, which is totally lost. I mean, ask Jabba the Hutt. Nobody knew what he was saying, and they ended up killing him for it. He was just a guy who was trying to make some money, right? All right. So I got that. Let me let you listen to a tiny portion of that.
Ever think about needing a lawyer, but not speaking the same language?
Oh, I can imagine that'd be a nightmare.
Right? Talk about stressful. Well, that's what we're diving into today. How to make sure everyone gets a fair shot in the legal system, no matter what language they speak.
It's something people don't always think about.
Yeah, but it's so important. And to help us understand it all, we're learning about Burns Language Services and the founder, Johanna Burns.
Excellent. Her work is really...
Yeah, Johanna, yes. That's probably actually how to pronounce her name. I don't know, but I couldn't make it not do it. So you have to accept some nuance of like, not my fave, but it'll be there and it exists. So, Joanna, I will play this or I will load it up eventually. Well, not eventually. Once I get this current podcast up and going, so it might be a week or two, because I got to do them in kind of some order. Okay, so the other one I did is Verity is my wife is very big into alternative medicine. Probably one of the reasons we're as healthy as we are is she kept us away from unneeded visits to a pill doctor or a stab doctor. We did a lot of chiropractics. We ate a lot of different nutritious food. She had us anyway. She just did a lot of things. She has found something called LifeWave, which let me pull up their website. So the biggest product is this X39. So this guy, I'm not going to blow the story, but basically he invented a thing to help the like Navy SEALs or some elite grouping or whatever. And eventually he was able to take these patches and bring them to the public because I guess they ran out of the, hey, it's only for us. Anyway, so insert that better story. I'm sure it's told better. And I'm sure the podcast is going to do it for you, but it's her business. And we have used the patches. It's starting to turn some of my gray hair black, so it's interesting. And there's a whole different variety. Anyway, so she uses them, and then she got into the business of selling them. So it's like Mary Kay or anything like that. So it's there's the ability to take it on as just a reseller or as you jump in the business like the multi-level marketing or so forth. Anyway, I took all this, I dropped it into this Notebook.LM. And here's what I came up with. Let me find the right one. That's it.
All right, get ready. Because today we're taking a deep dive into something that might sound a little bit, well, strange at first. Mm-hmm. Wellness patches.
Okay. Powered
by light.
Interesting.
Yeah, light.
It definitely catches your attention, doesn't it? Light therapy for wellness.
Okay, and then continue on. Let's see, the first one was 18 minutes. Joanna's was 8 minutes, and this one's 14 minutes. I don't really have a great control over the time domain. It's just the information and that it's talking back and forth. Funny thing on this one was I put in there reference Verity McCann and CrossFit Garage, and it said, it goes, hey, we're going to bring Verity on live. Hold on. And they bring her in. It's just the same girl talking. And I was like, oh, snap. You can't do that. You can't bring Verity in. It's not even her voice. And then they made up a scenario, and I was like, well, that's actually a pretty valid scenario, but I know, because she's my wife, that that's not true. So I was like, all right, redo that, but don't bring Verity in as a talking point. And so when I said that, there was no amount of way I could get it to bring her back. It like erased her from the whole thing. So whatever, she's not going to be mentioned. But in this, I'll put the links to everybody's business pages and so forth. If you are interested in this, either as a product or a business, it's my wife, Verity, and I'll put her email, or actually just email me and then I'll connect you. I got to find if she's got a page or something. I actually don't even know how to link up with that. My point is this. This was relatively easy for me to do because I've done this multiple times. It's not relatively easy for you to do because you've not done this multiple times. So if you have a business and you want to have an episode out there that you can direct people to listen to, so I do this all the time. When Jamie Thomas said, wow, you're kind of professional. I'm like, yeah, not my first rodeo. So this is what I do. When somebody says, hey, I'm interested in the gym, I usually send them two things. One is a YouTube video I did on this is a typical class. And it's just basically me videoing the class, and then I talk over the video, and it's a typical class. If you want it, I'll send it to you. It's totally fine. You can watch it, or just find it online. Go to @AndyMcCann42 on YouTube, and then just do typical class, and you'll find it. Anyway, so I did that. The other thing I send is a podcast, and it's usually the one that's why we do what we do. So it's like, hey, is 3 or 4 times a week going to even work? Does CrossFit even work? The answer is yes. And I send those out. So it's a conversation that I have all the time, and I love having it, but not everyone gives me the time of day to have it. So I would say 1 out of 10 people I get to have the conversation with. 3 out of 10 people I have the texting conversation with, which leaves like 6 people that, or 6 people that maybe don't get anything because they're not replying. So I send it to them. I do know that people watch or watch the video and listen to the podcast to some extent because I can see the numbers tick up in downloads or views above and beyond the other things I have done. So I know it works to some degree. Is it perfect? No. So if you have a business and you're trying to explain your business and you're always saying the same stuff, you can have an episode, like a YouTube video, except most people don't like to put their face on YouTube. I don't know why. They don't want to say their own thing. I think it's great. You should do it. And I'll help you do that if that's what you want. Or a podcast. Now, these are two different voices that aren't you, because some people are like, I don't like the way I sound. Well, weirdly, you sound like that normally to everybody else. It's only you that you don't sound like you to, because your ears vibrate with your... Anyway. So this is a great way around that. So let's say, I don't know, Aaron Vincent has Vincent Financial. Of course, he already does a bunch of podcasting, so he doesn't need this. But if he did, you'd be like, hey, can you give me something that summarizes my business and the type of person we're looking to bring on board as customers? I'm like, yep, I can totally do that. If you have a business, man, there are so many other people with businesses. Coach Jennifer, she's got a nutrition business. I can take her website, dump it in there, and have a conversation that she doesn't have to have, right? We do this. I can do this for you pretty easy. If you're looking for other things like, hey, I need an email campaign, I can do that too through ChatGPT, but it takes a little bit of extra work because I need more details from you. Like I can do it for ChatGPT for me because I've got it loaded with all sorts of stuff from me. It can pretty much write like me now. And then I think I've shown you this before where it reads like me. Can I find that? If you haven't listened to this, it is quite humorous. Let's see. I want this one. I probably already moved it. Let's see. Did I? Let me pause you and find it. Okay. Here's one I did for the Survival Podcast, TSPC. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Oops. Sorry, Jack. TSPC Expert Council, and a fellow named Jacques asked a question. I answered it, with me. And then I was like, hey, let me put in my notes and run it through ChatGPT and then run it into the Notebook.LM to create me reading it. So this is not me. This is an Andy trained AI. And you can go, you can't find this one because I didn't post it anywhere. I sent it to Jack, but he may post it. So take a listen to this. I swear, sounds just like me, pauses just like me, and is excited just like me. What it doesn't do is get tongue-tied like me. So here you go. Hey there, everyone. We've got an awesome question from Jacques, who's clearly crushing it out there. Jacques, you're 51, running 4 miles a day for 5 years, and now you're mixing in strength training? That's incredible. You're already ahead of the game, so let's make sure we keep you moving in the right direction. Jacques asks about the relationship between intermittent fasting and workout timing. He's on a noon to 8 p.m. eating window and trains from 6:30 to 8 a.m., running and lifting weights. The big concern, missing post-workout protein due to fasting and whether breaking the fast would help with muscle recovery and growth. First, let's give Jacques some props. Okay, so as you can hear, there is some weird inflections. I probably could have done a better fine-tuning, but I was like, I'm just playing around with this. Let's see it go. Plus, I didn't realize I was using all of my credits. So when you pay for a month, you get a certain amount of usage. Unlike ChatGPT does give you usage as well, but I'm paying for it, so I get more usage than you guys. Haha. Anyway, I'm happy to donate my usage to you guys. Notebook.LM is currently free. I don't see a way to pay for it to get anything extra out of it. I would pay for it because of what it's giving me, but I'm not right now. So again, my give to you, it's not an ask, it's a give. My give to you is if you are at our gym or CrossFit Garage or using GarageFitness.online, I will help you in this. It's my time to give to you to help your business. This podcasting thing is easy. I'll even host the podcast and you can just reference people to it. Totally fine. Or do other things. This is probably my favorite right now. You can create images, but I'm not a visual guy and I would just throw it in there and be like, sure, here's a great image. I don't know what is great and isn't great. What I do know is what is good audio. And this stuff delivers. Okay, so this is a shorter podcast. It's me introducing an option to you business owners, you entrepreneurs. Tommy, you're an entrepreneur with Subway. If you want to, give extra information about that or the group you run about young entrepreneurs, anything, man, I am glad to help you guys with it. I want your business to succeed. And if I've got information and how to, and I can give it to you, why wouldn't I do that? So that's what I'm doing, guys. All right, take care.